welcome. Today we are here to present the European opportunities and international opportunities. My name is Milena, I come from Italy, and I did many experiences abroad, like volunteering or working abroad. So what I did in the past is an EBS volunteering abroad, an IB volunteering, a Service Civic volunteering, and now I'm a young entrepreneur in Spain. So I would like to share with you all these different opportunities because you might be interested and go abroad as well as I did. So we can start talking about educational mobilities programs. So what is it and what they are really about? So actually they are like learning opportunities abroad in terms of learning by doing, so they have some practical experience in discover more about your skills, what you like to do, and practice the one that you already have. It means that you can spend abroad a kind of period that could be from 5-7 days up to 2 years or even longer if it's needed to discover new culture, to learn more languages, to practice your English that for sure is going to be needed, to gain new skills over for your personal and professional careers. So there are several programs and several projects, and they are open to different kinds of people. So they are open to young people, generally from 18 to 30. But if you are not in this range, don't worry, because there can be even opportunities for people younger or a bit older than this specific range. How does it work? Well, so actually it depends from program to program. There are some programs that are pretty short, so you can be abroad for like 5 days and develop some skills or meet new people and so on. Some other are very long. It can be like 2 years or even forever, a kind of job forever. All the programs are offering you some, for example, some grants or some scholarship and pocket money. So it means that you will have the real opportunities to go abroad. You don't have to pay it for yourself. At the same time, some programs can offer you the accommodation or they can cover your travel costs. Mainly, we have three main programs, let's say. So there can be volunteering one, there can be professional programs and entrepreneurial programs. So if we start with the volunteering one, maybe you would like to know what's the difference among all those three different parts. So the volunteering one, it's more focused on your personal skills and professionals, but it means to develop solidarity and sustainable project. So you will be abroad and you will be doing some volunteering job for an NGO, for an institution, for a school and so on. A professional program is more focusing on your professional career, so to develop your professional skills. It can be, for example, an EURES job or an internship, a training courses, according to how long you would like to stay abroad and what you like to achieve. And also you can go for an entrepreneurship programs that are project thought to help you in develop your own business idea. So for example, there is Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. That is what I'm doing here in Spain. So now we can go deeper one by one on all the different opportunities that we might have. Okay, so we can divide all those programs according to the grant that they can offer you. For example, if there are like national programs or European programs or international programs. Let's start with the national programs. So those are some opportunities that are receive some grant from, for example, the Italian government or the French one, the Spanish one, and so on. So the most important or the one more common are the civil service, the German voluntary year, the language assistant, and the VA internship. The civil service, it's actually thought, it started when the World War ended, for allowing young people to have a different option than going to the military service. So it developed on those countries that were more affected by war, for example in Italy, in France, in Belgium, and in Germany. What is it today? So today there are mainly 3 different civil services. So the Italian one that is called Servizio Civile, the French one, that is Service Civique, and the German one, that is the Federal Service. Those programs have quite much in common. They are pretty similar to each other, but there are some differences. For example, the Italian one and the French one are open only to young people up to 26 or 28 years old, while the German one is more open to everyone, like there is not age limit. As well, the German one is more, it can last for longer. The French and the Italian one are for 8, not more than 12 months. And in all cases, you can develop a project in Italy, in France, or even abroad. So it means that, for example, if you are an Italian citizen and you want to go abroad, like you want to go to South America, to Asia, to Africa, or wherever, or even in Europe, you can apply for the Italian Service Civique, find a project that connects you with South America, and just go there. And the program can help you with pocket money. Usually the accommodation it's not given, but the health insurance is covered and you can manage on finding your place and so on. Another German program that we can add to the federal service is the voluntary year in Germany. This program is thought for those young people who ended high school and they want to take some time to think about what they would like to develop as professional career. So it lasts generally a year, but there are like 5 different programs that you can approach to. So it can be, for example, a social year in Germany, it can be an ecological year, it can be a year in science and technology, in the monument preservation and cultural heritage, or in politics and democracy. According to the program that you would like to develop, according to the skills and the achievement that you would like to reach at the end of this year, you can go for one program instead of another. For each program there are different projects, because you will be hosted by an association, an NGO, or a school, or a research center, and so on. Again, the pocket money is covered, so it means that you can go to Germany, you can spend some time there, and you can have some money to live there, to pay for your own living costs. Sometimes the accommodation can be offered, but it's not mandatory, so it's always good to ask to your hosting organization. Another program that we can check together is the language assistant. This is a Spanish one, so it's paid by the Spanish government, and it aims to give Spanish people the opportunities to practice with a native person and another language. So, for example, if you are a citizen from France and you want to teach some French here in Spain, you can apply for this one, and you can share, your own personal competencies with Spanish people. It is open to European citizenship and citizens and to international ones. So even if you are not European, you can still apply for this program. And usually it lasts around 8 months, so for the school year. And again, you can receive support from the hosting school or organization, even in funding the accommodation, and of course you will receive a pocket money. The VA internship instead are a French program. They are known also as International Experience Program or International Internship Program. They are actually thought for decreasing the unemployment rate among young people. So they are open to all European citizens to go abroad for working, actually, for developing an internship. The most important thing is that you cannot do it on your own country. So you must be resident in one country, and you must go abroad through this program to work. For the duration, it can be different, like it can be from 18, 24 months in general, and it can be with very different aims and skills, require different skills. Generally, it's important to have language skills, at least English, and maybe the place where you would like to go. It could be like Spanish, native language, or French, and so on. Sometimes they can ask for higher skills, because it's very similar to an internship or a job. So even having a good degree could help. So in all those cases, it's important to notice that often the accommodation is not covered. So how can you find out where to stay? For sure, you can ask to your host organization, because very often they can have some contacts or they can guide you through the whole process. Even in the case they don't know or they cannot really help you with this, you can check for like students' residence. That can be a good option, not only because they are cheap, but also because they can put you in contact with other students and other young people. For the traveling itself, it's important to consider that, okay, if you travel in Europe, it's much easier than traveling abroad, because going abroad will need bigger preparation in terms of visa, documents, and so on. But even if you go in Europe, even if you're traveling inside the European countries, you have to be aware that the currency might be different, that the language might be different, and the procedure itself of contracts and so on might be very different from country to country. Generally, the insurance is always covered. As European citizen, you can travel and you can use your own health card wherever you are, in all the countries in Europe. But anyway, you must be aware that you might need some extra health insurance. Some programs cover it, some other no, so it's always good to know. Some countries as well, they ask for, even in the public system, you will need to pay for access some specific medication, so just be aware. Another important part of the educational mobility are the European programs. So those are the programs that are funded by European funds. So what do they are? So there are several programs again. They have somehow the same values. They share the same values and the same goals, which are like discover new culture, discover a new language, improve your personal and professional skills, and spend some time abroad, meeting new people, and so on. They can offer you with they can help you in your living abroad with some pocket money, with some mentoring and tutor sessions, and with some extra bonus that can be, for example, the accommodation and so on. Usually, while in the national programs you don't receive generally the accommodation, in the European one, usually it might be covered. It depends on the program, but quite often it is. So we have mainly three big groups of European programs that are exchanges abroad, volunteering abroad, and career development abroad. Again, it's a matter of what you want to develop through your personal and professional careers, what skills you already have and what you would like to develop. So we can start, so the main programs are youth exchanges, training courses, ESC volunteering, IV volunteering, life volunteering, EU AIDS volunteering, job shadowing opportunities, and Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. Let's check them one by one. So, the youth exchanges. The exchanges, cultural exchanges, are like very short period programs that allow you to be abroad for like minimum of 5 days, maximum to 20 days. So you can be abroad, for example, for doing a youth exchange, so a cultural exchange, or for a training course. The youth exchanges are more focusing on your personal skills, while the training courses are more focusing on your professional career. In both cases, you will develop new skills, you will meet new people, and you will spend some time abroad. They are covered for the travel cost. They cover the travel cost. They cover all the food, the accommodation for the period that you will spend abroad. They are developed around a topic that can be very different from each exchange or training. It can be about sustainability, environment, about social work, about promoting European values and so on. It can be very different. Generally, for the youth exchanges, you must be between 18 and 30 years old, even if there are some opportunities for people a bit older. And for the training course, it's generally open to all ages. They are open only for European citizens, and generally they are organized inside the European Union. The volunteering opportunities are meant for the people who want to spend longer time abroad. So the main one are, for example, the ESC volunteering and Ivy volunteering. The main difference between these two programs is that the ESC volunteer is going to develop a project on a specific country, on a specific community. They are much more community oriented than the Ivy volunteering. The Ivy volunteering is a kind of international volunteering, so you will be somewhere in Europe working through the cross-border cooperation. This means that this means that you will be able to travel a bit more because you will join international meetings, you will join international events, you will be able to organize international events as well. How do they work? So the ESC volunteering, actually there is a very important platform which is called so European Solidarity Corps platform, where you can join the corps, so get into the platform and see all the different opportunities. Here you will find out also the Ivy volunteering opportunities and some professional and other opportunities in general. So for the ESC volunteering, what is covered is a pocket money for living abroad, and also the accommodation and the travel cost. Also you have an healthy insurance, and as well you will be supported by a mentor and a tutor that will help you with everything from understanding the different culture to develop your goals for that time that you want to spend abroad. The Ivy volunteering doesn't cover the accommodation, so you have to find out by yourself when you can live. But it offers you pocket money, and you will be able to live abroad and to find a perfect accommodation with that amount of money. So don't worry much about it. Both programs are for young people up to 30 years old. And generally they don't require specific skills, but again, the language skills can be needed. Other two important volunteering programs are the LIFE volunteering and the EU AIDS volunteering. So the LIFE one is about environment. It's the only one that is very specific on the topic. So it is all about environment and sustainability. Also, it is not running all over Europe, but only in Italy. So even if it's paid by European grants, it only develops activities in Italy. Everyone can apply from all over Europe to come to Italy to spend up to 2 months volunteering for natural reserve and so on. It's connected with Carabinieri, which are the main national police of Italian government. Again, the pocket money is not covered in this case, but they can cover you the traveling to the Italian government, and they can cover the accommodation and the food cost. The EU AIDS voluntary is quite international volunteering opportunities. What is it? Actually, it's an opportunity to go out of Europe from Europe. If you are an European citizen, you can go out of Europe. The main countries that develop this kind of program are like South America, Asia, Africa. You can spend there like 1 year, generally 1 year and a half, volunteering for an NGO, for an association and so on, helping them in different topics. It can be, for example, again, the environment, but can be also social work, project management, communication, and so on. And here they offer you the pocket money and also the accommodation and the travel cost and all the medical text analysis that you might need to vaccine and so on to reach those places. So this is like the framework of volunteering international and in Europe. So now we can check the professional exchanges. Mainly we can focus on two kinds of professional exchanges that are job shadowing and Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. So job shadowing, it's a thought for young people, or actually there is not age limit, but for those people who work in the educational system and they want to discover a new way of working. So, for example, if you are a young person working in a school and you would like to improve your skills and also give a look to what is going on in a school in Finland, for example, you can apply for this program and you can spend in a Finnish school up to 2 months to work with your Finnish colleagues and discover what they are running there, the activities, and so on. It's very good because you can acquire more professional skills, but at the same time you will open your minds and your horizons a lot, and you will meet a lot of colleagues at international level. The program covers you all the living costs, so you can the travel costs are covered as well as the accommodation and food and pocket money is covered. Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs, it's a bit different from this because it's more about developing your own project. So mainly here there are two characters, which are a new entrepreneur and an experienced entrepreneur. It's thought as an exchange, a professional exchange, in terms that the new entrepreneur can offer some new ideas, some new point of view to the expert entrepreneur, while receiving from the expert entrepreneur the knowledge and experience that he does not have. So the first part is going to develop your business plan, so to have clear what you would like to do, what you would like to achieve during those months, and what kind of business organization, business body you would like to develop. And after this, you will have up to 6 months to be abroad and work on your project idea and work on the host entrepreneur projects to have a concrete experience on that. Once again, all the opportunity, all this time abroad is going to be covered, so you don't have to worry about the accommodation. Actually, it's not covered, but you will receive a pocket money, so you will be able to live abroad. So now we can talk about international opportunities. These international opportunities are actually opportunities abroad that are funded by non-European countries. There are several reasons for going for an international program. Again, it can be to meet new people, new culture, to discover a new language, but also to discover new professional skills and discover how they work, like a bit more far away than in our own country. There are several programs. We can check together 3 programs that are the main one. So there is the UN Volunteer, the Ship for the World Youth Program, and the Peace Corps. So the UN Volunteering is the United Nations Volunteering Official Program. It is divided into like 3 programs itself, 3 sub-programs, according to your skills, according to how long you would like to be abroad, and according to the input and output you can get from the program itself. So it can be a long-term opportunity or a short-term. It depends. For example, one of those sub-programs is the UN University Volunteering. So it allows young students to go abroad. It can be like in South America, in India, in Africa, and so on, for a short time. They can be up to 3 months. Generally. So the idea is that, for example, during your university holidays, you can take part to one of these projects and just be there for 3 months and then come back. The UN volunteer youth is thought for young people in general. So it's up to 30 years old, and it allows you to spend up to 2 years abroad. The UN volunteers, it's instead open to all ages. There is not age restrictions, and it's much longer in time, so it's up to 4 years. You have to be at least 25 to take part to this UN volunteer, and you need to have quite big experience behind you. The UN volunteering actually it's thought to promote peace and human rights and cooperation among the world. So you will be able to spend some time abroad in different countries with different projects, developing some social work or environmental topic and so on. They can cover the travel cost, they can cover the accommodation, the pocket money, but as well they can help you with the shipping on those countries, and also with the relocation pocket money when you will come back to your own country. So they will help you even in finding a new job when this experience will be ending. So another very interesting program is Ship for the World Youth. Actually, this program is financed by the Japan government, and it's a very international program because it allows people from all over the world to meet together into a ship and to travel in some specific routes. So each year they select the countries that will be able to participate to this program. They are not always the same, but each year there are at least 2 or 3 European countries. They meet together, so these young people can meet together to work on a topic, but everything is going to happen on a ship. So, for example, last year they traveled through the Pacific Ocean, so from Japan to US. During those time, that it takes around 2 months, you will be able to work on a topic that can be environment, sustainability, it can be equal education, it depends from year to year. As it is open to all different culture, you will discover new culture, you will meet international people, and you will enjoy, you will have also some very enjoyable time with your future new friends. All the costs are covered. So from where you arrive to Japan, all the food, the accommodation into the ship is going to be covered. As well, the travel to arrive to Japan is going to be covered, so you don't have to worry about that. And even the way back, for coming back to your own country, is going to be covered. So the last opportunities for the international programs is the Peace Corps. This is a very specific program because it only addressed to young people from US. It might be interesting for all of you that have like 2 citizenship or have also the American citizenship. It allows you to spend a specific period of time abroad, generally in South America, in Asia, in India, and so on. And it can last from 3 to 12 months, or even up to 2 years. It depends on the specific program you are going to choose. They cover you all the costs. They cover you the accommodation, the pocket money, the travel to arrive there, the health insurance, and all the medical tests and vaccine you might need. You need to be over 18 years old to take part, but there is not age restriction. You can be whatever age. Okay, what is it important to consider in all those programs, the national, the European, and the international ones, is that you can only apply once. So in all cases, you can do, for example, more kind of volunteering. You can be an UN volunteer, you can be an European volunteer, an ESC volunteer, or an IB volunteer, or a national volunteers in terms of service civic volunteer and so on. But each program, you can do it only once. So be careful with the project that you are going to select, because it can change a lot your experience living there. So after presenting you all the different kind of volunteering abroad and traineeship that you can apply for, now we can talk about the job opportunities in Europe or abroad at international level. So why to go for a working abroad? Actually, there are many good aspects of that, not only for the experience itself, but also for your CV, because it's going to be a very added value for each future job you would like to have in your professional career. To find a job abroad, it's somehow a bit more difficult, can be a bit more challenging than volunteering, because you don't have a mentor. Quite often you are less guided than a volunteering opportunity. So you will need to find out what is the procedure from country to country. That can be a bit different, either if you are applying for European country or even for abroad. So even in the case of European countries, you need to consider that they have different regulamentations in terms of salary, in terms of rights, and so on. So for example, if you're looking for a job in UK, you need to know that it's important to have a specific number that will allow you to get paid from the company where you will be working. And in order, you need to apply for receiving this specific number. In other countries, for example in France, you need to have a job to open a bank account. Whatever you will need to buy, even for your accommodation, you need to have a bank account. You can't buy anything, even the SIM card, or pay a rent without a bank account. So having a job in France is super important in these terms. In other countries, for example in Finland, you have to know that you need a job for staying there for more than 6 months. So you have to register yourself and specify why you are in Finland, what for, and where do you work. Of course, if you are going abroad, so out of Europe, you will need even more documents like the visa, passport, and so on. So now we can check together some working abroad opportunities. We can start from Erasmus Plus internships. Actually, they are again in the platform I was telling you before. So the European Solidarity, under the European Solidarity Corps platform. The Erasmus internship are two kinds of internship. There is one for students, and there is one for workers or people not linked with any university. In this case, they are called Erasmus Plus internships. So they are open to all young people from 18 to 30. They don't require any kind of specific skills nor studies, and so on. And even the language can be somehow important to have, but not a must. They can last for at least 2 months, up to 6 months generally, and you receive a pocket money for the job that you will do in the association or wherever you will be working with. The European Commission also offers another kind of internships that are called Eurodyssée internships. This program is a kind of specific one in terms that it's not open to all European young people, but only it's open to the ones that are living in specific regions of Europe. So, for example, there are 3 regions in Italy, there are around 3 or 4 in Spain, 3 or 4 in France, some in Romania, and so on. Somehow all over Europe, but only specific regions for each country. So they allow you to spend abroad a period from 3 months to 7 months, giving you the opportunity of receiving a pocket money, an accommodation, and be guided from a tutor as well. It's open to young people up to 30 years old, and it's important to help you in developing your professional skills. There are also other opportunities for internship and jobs in Europe, financed by the European Commission. Those can be like the through the EURES platform, which is divided into two parts. That is your first job in Europe and Reactivate. So the EURES platform, it's actually an online platform where young people from Europe and people looking for new employees can connect. So the good thing is that it's a very trustworthy platform in terms that the organization or the companies, in order to be on that platform, need to have some specific values, requirement, and so on. According to your age, according to the experience that you have, you might go for your first Europe job in Europe, which is one specific platform, or for Reactivate platform, another kind of program. So the first one, it's for people that don't have much experience or anyway are not older than 35 years old. The second one, it's for people older than 35 years old who lost their job and would like to find new opportunity abroad. In both cases, you will receive a mentor that will help you from your own country in finding the best solution for you. As well, you will have the possibility to go abroad for having the real interview, and all the costs are going to be covered. As well, you will receive a salary that is going to be according to the European law. You will receive a specific contract and you will be a worker in all terms. As well, the European Commission and the European Parliament as well offer some opportunities to work into the European offices. So those opportunities are actually for people that studied international relationship or law or European affairs and so on, or economics, it depends, and they want to know more about the connection between their field of studies and Europe. So they allow you to do some internship or some job that can last even forever. It depends for what you're looking for and what the specific office is looking for. There is not age limit, of course, because it depends if it's a job or it is an internship. In the case of internship, there might be some age limit, but in case of a job, it doesn't matter the age that you have, but it's important to have the knowledge and the skills needed for that specific job. So the European offices can be all over Europe, but mainly they are in Brussels, in Strasbourg and Luxembourg. The internship can last usually around 3 or 4 or 5 months, but the job can even be for forever. And they cover you with the travel. They provide you the travel cost, the accommodation, the language course, and the salary. There is a parallel of this program that is the international one that is called UN Career in the UN institutions. So again, they can offer jobs and internships. Actually, the internships don't offer you any pocket money, but anyhow, the jobs can be divided into sub-programs according to your age and your professional skills. There are all the different levels of career development. So from, as I was saying, from an internship to the head of an organization or assistant or junior and so on. It really depends on what they need and what you're looking for. The travel cost, insurance and the salary are offered, as well as extra bonus. It can last for a few months to several years or even forever, as it is a normal job. And even though the topic can be very different from office to office, it depends where it is located and what they work on. It can be all over the world. It can be in Europe, it can be in South America, in US, in Asia, Australia, it can be really wherever. Again, it's important to know that, again, the language can be a difficulty. So it's very important, even for being selected for a job, to have very high language skills. The insurance can be different from country to country, so take care, and each country can have the public system or the private system, and you will need to figure out which one is the best solution for you. Very often when you have a job contract, there you also have health insurance, so it is covered by the job itself, but it depends. It's always better to ask for it. Again, you need to take care of taxes, because for the volunteering opportunities, you don't need to pay any tax, they are tax-free. But for the job and internship opportunities, you might need to pay taxes, as for all the different kinds of jobs. So you need to take care of the difference between the net salary and the gross salary, to understand what is the one that you are really going to receive and what are the taxes that the company is going to pay for you, for your retirement and so on. So now that you know how to volunteering abroad and how to look for a job and an internship abroad, so we can check together the main three programs, which are Discover EU, Europe on Track, and Interrail Pass. So Discover EU, it's actually an European program thought for young people that just turned to 18 in the same year when they apply. So it aims to give them the opportunity to discover Europe through traveling among the different countries. It can last in a very different period, like from few days to up to 30 days. So the maximum is 1 month. And they cover you a pass ticket, so that you can use on all the international trains up to 250 euros. You can also receive some discounts for the accommodation, and you can also apply as a group of young people, not only by yourself. Okay, so another very similar program is Europe on Track. It's similar in terms that you're going to travel a lot among several European countries, but it's different from the first one because it does not address to a specific range of people. Like you must be over 18, up to 30. But you will need to have some specific skills, for example, video making or journalistic skills, video reporting, and so on. The idea is to create some groups, some small group of 3 people that will travel through 3 different routes in Europe. The routes are developed according to the different countries. For example, there can be the northern routes, Finland, Scandinavia, Denmark, and so on. Or there can be the routes of Spain, France, Italy, or the eastern part of Europe routes. They can cover the accommodation, they can offer you a pocket money, and they can you will be able to travel. The European Commission also can offer you the Interrail Pass. The Interrail Pass is a single train ticket to travel all over Europe. It is this opportunity is open to young people from 12 to 27, or also over 60. Okay. You can go wherever in Europe, you can travel all over Europe, but you have this specific ticket that will provide you with some discounts or in access some specific national train company. So it can last from a few days up to a few months. According to how long you are going to travel, they will prepare some specific packages for you. Okay. So I want to introduce you also to 3 extra programs. So some programs that are not connected with any European nor national country. I want you to be aware that they can be a good option, but you have to research really a lot on the company or the association where you are going to develop those activities, because while for the European or national one they are kind of controlled, in this case you cannot know what is it all about, or if it's a trustworthy company. So the main options are Solidarity Work Camps, the Au Pair, and Workaway. So the Solidarity Work Camps sometimes are still connected with European affairs or with European programs. For example, the Emmaus Solidarity Camps, it allows young people to spend a short time abroad, generally during summertime, to develop solidarity work on these villages, these communities. They are all over Europe, so they are in Italy, in Bosnia, France, Romania, Finland, and so on. And they can last from 1 week up to 2 months. They cover you with the accommodation and the food, not the travel cost, and not pocket money. You need to be at least 18 years old, but it doesn't matter what's your age. You can be even older than 30. It's a good way to meet with other people because they are quite international. As you have to pay for your own travel, you can even apply if you are not within the European countries, and you can discover a bit more about other culture and meet new people. The other two programs I want to introduce are the Au Pair and the Workaway. The Au Pair is a kind of exchange where a young person goes abroad to work as a babysitter somehow. The term au pair it's used because you are not actually working for a family, for the family of the kids you are going to take care, but you will be one of the members of their family for the period. So it is important to know that you will have dinner with them, you will spend your free time probably with them, or at least some time with them. You will watch movie with them and so on. It's different from a job because even the working hours often are not that well defined. You will be there living in their house and help them with housekeeping or children and so on. They provide you with the pocket money and with the accommodation and with food, as you are going to spend the time in the family and eating with them. The workaway opportunity is somehow a bit different. It's a volunteering job, so you won't get paid, but you will go abroad to volunteer for an association or for a private person or company for a short term of time, usually not more than 2-3 months. And they will provide you accommodation and food. Sometimes they allow groups to volunteer together at the same time. They have some spaces and they can share those places with you. You can be involved in several topics, for example, communication or manual job or very different kind of. And now that you know also about these extra and external opportunities, I want to introduce you to the Solidarity projects. In fact, it's interesting to know that as a young person, or better, as a group of young people, you can develop a Solidarity project. So you can run your own project on your community. What is this about? So, actually, the European Commission opens some calls for informal groups of young people to write projects for their own community. They can be about different topics again, like sustainability, environment, equal education, can be developing activities with the schools, with migrants, and so on. It can last a minimum of 2 months to a maximum of 1 year. And you can receive a grant of up to 500 euros per month and a support of a professional trainer that you can choose. You can find the trainer that you prefer. You can have some grant for that as well. So it is important because you will receive some money for developing the activities that you really want to implement on your community, so you can make a concrete action on your community. So how does it work? Where to start? Well, first of all, you need to be a group. You need to be at least 7 people aged between 18 and 30 years old in order to participate to the call. You have to register on the European Solidarity Corps platform. Each group member has to have its own profile. You can benefit from some support of local youth association if you will need to know also when these calls are going to be open or how you can write properly an application form. As a group of people, you will need to register also on another European platform. Where you will receive a specific number that will be your that will be the reference of your own group. Well, then you have to write the application. So you can start from the tree of needs and opportunities. So what are the needs on your own place, on your community, and how you want to solve this problem somehow? What are the solutions that you want to present? When the application is done, you can send it online, so everything is going to happen online. It's very user-friendly. And you can submit the application and then just wait for the result. They will let you know after a few months, and in the case you have been approved, you can start running your project. So the activities that you can prepare are very different. So it can be about the environment, health, art, sport, education, migrants, sustainability. It can be about very different aspects of social living. So whatever can create a good impact on the society, it can be a good topic. If the project is approved, as I was saying, you will receive a grant. This grant is very useful and needed because you will have a lot of costs to cover. So, for example, to run the meeting with the member of your groups, but also to run the activities themselves, like the events that you want to organize, or the seminars, or to buy the equipment needed for running the activities that are planned. So you can receive help from organizations. You can receive support during this program from two parts. One is a youth local organization that can help you in preparing the application and so on. And one is the trainer. You can benefit from his help for 1 week or not more than 10 days. And he can help you in preparing the activities or in giving you the knowledge that you might not have. If you are wondering for any further information, you can check on the European Solidarity Corps guide. You can find all the information online and check on the Erasmus platform as well.